When I moved to Italy, things felt quite different. I used to live in London and I had to get used to a lot of things. For example, in the UK, we drive on the left. So I was used to driving on the left. And then I came here and I had to get used to driving on the right. At first, it felt a bit strange. Now, I'm used to driving on the right. The climate was another thing I had to get used to. It's really hot here, at least in the summer. Sometimes more than 40 degrees. It didn't used to get that hot when I lived in London. But I have got used to having a beach nearby. In London, I didn't used to go to the beach that often, but now I've got used to going whenever I like. The food here is another big difference. It's quite delicious, and I've got used to being able to buy food that's grown and produced locally, whereas in London I used to buy fruit and vegetables that were imported from all over the world, really. There are some things that I do miss, though. I used to go to a lot more concerts in London, but now I've got used to doing other things with my free time. You've probably heard these phrases a lot. Used to, get used to, be used to. They look very similar, but they don't mean the same thing. Let's start with used to. We use this to speak about the past, something that was true before, but isn't true now. For example, I used to live in London, but I don't now. I used to drive on the left. I don't now. It didn't used to be this hot. I didn't used to live near the beach. But now I live in Italy. It is hot. I drive on the right and I have the beach nearby. That's the difference, before and now. We can use used to for actions, like I used to drive on the left, or for states, like I used to live in London. Both are possible. We don't always say used to. Sometimes we say used to, particularly in fast, connected speech. For example, I used to live in London. I used to drive on the left. Used to becomes used to. Also, with the negative form, the spelling changes. We drop the D, but the sound stays the same. Used to, didn't used to. Or used to, didn't used to. Now, let's move on to get used to. This phrase is about change. When something feels new or strange and you have to slowly adapt to it, you get used to it. For example, I had to get used to driving on the right. At first, it felt strange. I had to think about it, but slowly I got used to it. It became easier. I had to get used to the heat. At first, it was too much, but after a while, I adapted. I got used to it, at least kind of. And then finally, we had be used to, which is a state. It's when you're finally familiar with the situation. It's normal. For example, I'm used to driving on the right. I'm used to the heat. I'm used to living near the beach. Listen to these phrases. I used to live in London. I had to get used to living in Italy. Now I'm used to it. Again, I used to live in London. I had to get used to living in Italy. Now I'm used to it. So remember, we use used to for the past, get used to for changing and adapting, and be used to when it's normal and familiar, when you've adapted. If this video has helped you, subscribe for more lessons like this. And if you want to work with me to improve your English, there's a booking link on my channel page. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.